Hi guys, it's Kelly here and I'm back with another video. This video is featuring the, I think it's One Love, One Heart clear stamps and dies from Spellbinders. This was actually the clear stamp and die kit from January, but it was sold out. So I held on to the video to do after they were back in stock. I don't like showing you guys things that you can't get because I understand how frustrating that is. So in this set, there's a couple of large hearts and then some matching kind of pieces parts, little flowers and leaves and things like that. So I'm going to be stamping them twice. We're going to be making two different cards. These are actually the cards that I sent out. Did I send them out in January? I did. When I did my Spellbinders giveaway. So these were the cards. I don't even have them anymore. That those two winners received. And now they'll finally get to see their card made. So I hope they're excited. But anywho, so I'm stamping these down. I'm going to be coloring them with Copic markers. So I'm using a alcohol marker safe ink. And then I didn't show you the stamping for both of them. I'm going to show you the coloring of all the things on this one. And then I'll just show you the coloring of the big heart for the second one because I did everything else the same way, all the little pieces the same way. So this week has been a rough week in our household. We're on spring break, which is great. I was able to take off. This was actually my short week for work since I'm on 12-hour shifts. So that means I only had to work 2 days during the week. When I'm on a short week, it's because I'm heading into a 3-day weekend, which is like 32 hours in 3 days. Those weekends are very long. So during the week, you only work 2. And so I was able to take vacation time for those 2 days so that I could be home with Peanut all week long, which is great. It was also great because I got sick. So last week, I'm sorry, Mama. My mama watches all of my videos. So last Wednesday, a week, is today Wednesday? My days are all mixed up. It gets crazy around here. Last Wednesday, my mom came over and we were just, talking or whatever, while I was, getting ready to go. And she was like, yeah, I woke up this morning with a sore throat. And now she was like, I've been on antibiotics for something else. She was like, so I don't think I should be getting, sick. Well, then on Friday, when I called her, because I had to go to work, and Fridays she usually comes over and watches the kids. They have it split up, my mom and Eric's mom, which is great. They're amazing. So that my mom does Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. His mom does Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays for the days that we have to work. My mom typically picks up Sundays as well because she's closer. Eric's mom's got quite a drive. But anyway, so when I called her on Friday, she sounded awful. She sounded terrible, terrible, terrible. And she was like, no, I'm coming down. I'm going to come down. And I was like, no, you need to go to bed. Like, you sound awful. I was like, let me just look at the calendar and see whether or not I can take off. And, of course, Mom's, I don't want you to take your time. And I'm like, I don't, like, that's not even a thing. I'm not even worried about it. So it turned out it was a really good thing that I took off because by Friday evening, I was sick. So I had woken up on Friday with a sore throat as well. And then by Friday night, I was full blown sick. Saturday was probably the worst day. And I spent the majority of the day in bed. But just like super congested, runny nose, headache. I had such a terrible headache. Oh, it was not good. So again, because it was spring break, Eric had taken some extra time off, so he was home. Thank God, because I don't even know what I would have done trying to take care of both of our children solo. And then Saturday night, was it Saturday night? Sunday night? Sunday night, I think it was Sunday night. Total parenting fail on our part. Caitlin started to get kind of tired, but it was already 7:45. And so we were like, nah, we're not going to let her, not going to let her fall asleep and nap because it's too close to bedtime. So we decided to keep her up, totally missed our window. And then she was up and would not settle down, like just would not. And I was so, like, I didn't feel good. I was exhausted. And then my rock star husband, I mean, it rocked, walked, bounced, comforted, for probably like an hour and a half by himself. I kept offering to help. He kept turning me down. But eventually she did go to sleep, thank God. It just seems like on the days that are the roughest, where like I just did not feel good, Caitlin also just was like, no, I'm not interested in giving you a break. I am going to be very fussy. It's not her fault. She doesn't know I'm sick. But that was just kind of our situation. So it was a little bit rough. I keep having to pause the voiceover, like to stop it and start it, because I'm having these coughing fits. So even though I do feel much better, like by the time Monday night rolled around, the super congestion, like runny nose, headache portion was over. After that, then it turned into the cough, which is pretty typical, I think, of the common cold. And so I am still pretty snotty, and I don't really sound like myself. So just kind of hang tight with me. But hopefully it will finish clearing itself out of my system. I haven't been on any cold meds because I'm going to be honest, none of them really worked for me. I tried, what did I try? I tried Dayquil. I tried just Sudafed and 2 ibuprofen. I tried Mucinex. None of them worked. My last option that I tried was just taking my regular allergy medicine, since it is, like the antihistamine decongestant, and that actually seemed to work better than any of the other ones. So that's what I've just been doing. I just went back on my regular allergy medicine, which today I haven't even taken yet. Anyway, back to the card real quick. So these can be any time that you're coloring something where you have to color around objects. It can be a little bit challenging to get a good blend. Sometimes you have to go back over them to kind of like rework some areas so that they blend together. I think I was trying to punish myself for some reason when I chose the pinks, because the pink family is one of the harder ones to blend. But ultimately it ended up turning out okay. For the rest of the colors that I chose, I didn't want to do all the leaves and branches in one color. I just thought it would kind of be a little boring. So I went with teals for one section and then greens for another. And then for my flowers, I went with yellows and purples. I thought those would be very complementary to each other. And I was happy with the way that the color combination turned out. I think part of the reason why I'm having such a hard time getting through the voiceover is because I'm not used to talking this much. I guess because, in your regular conversation, like if you're talking to somebody and you need to cough, you can just, cough into your elbow. You don't have to not cough into the microphone. So it's a little bit of a struggle. So you might hear me drinking some like coffee or something like that along the way, just to facilitate my ability to be able to have conversation with you guys. So, yeah, fortunately, my mom did get much better by the time. I think when I talked to her on Sunday, she was feeling better. And then, just like her cold, my cold kind of followed the same suit. She got sick on Wednesday, was worse on Friday, felt better by Sunday. I got sick on Friday. It was worst like Saturday and Sunday, and then I felt better by Monday. I didn't take any like antibiotics or anything because it's a cold. And that's not going to help. But anyway, so with it being spring break, our schedules are a little bit crazy. And with me being sick, my sleep schedule has been a little bit wild, because the one wonderful thing, the one nice thing about being sick is at least your body is tired and that you can go to sleep. But do you see what happened to me? What happened to me was I couldn't fall asleep. Isn't that the worst thing ever? So I'm super sick. I'm absolutely miserable. My head is pounding. None of the over the counter drugs are working. And yet I could not fall asleep, which was actually beneficial to us on Saturday night because Miss Caitlin woke up at 4:30 in the morning. She's typically a pretty good overnight sleeper, so it's been a long time since she has woke up during the night to like have a get changed or have a feeding or anything. But fortunately, it was 4:30 in the morning and I was still awake, so nobody had to get out of bed because I hadn't gotten into it yet. I had tried to lay down and just simply could not fall asleep. Not last night, but the night before, the same thing happened to me. I just could not fall asleep. Now, that one was probably due to the nap that I took during the day. But yeah, just totally wild sleep schedule, which is why I don't even know what day it is. My friend Libby, if you're a Hero Arts follower, you probably know her. My friend Libby had posted something on Facebook that was like a meme of like a dumpster fire or something. And she's like, dude, just, I can't keep up with life, trying to catch up on all the things I'm behind on. Girl, listen, none of us can keep up with life. None of us can. We're all just out here winging it on a, just praying to make it through the day. That's just life. That's just how it goes sometimes. And that's okay. Because, sometimes I think that there's this expectation, and especially with social media nowadays, that we all, have Pinterest worthy hair. PPS, haven't had my hair done since I had Caitlin. I actually just made an appointment today to get it done on Friday. I'm super excited because I have 5 months worth of roots. Yep, I said it, and it's true, and I'm just walking around like that because I haven't really had a whole lot of time for any self-care. But we're all backed up on things. My poor husband, who is wonderful and timely with almost everything that he does, has been asking me for the tax things to turn in to file our taxes for quite some time. It's not like he hasn't been very generous with the timeline. He has been. I sat down to do it the other day and realized that I was out of black printer ink. So now I got it. I had to order black printer ink. Thank God for the Amazon because I got it today, so that I can sit down and do those things for my taxes. It's just life. Just there's never going to be enough time to do all the things. So do the things that you can fit into your schedule. I know that on Friday when I go get my hair done, and this is part of the reason why I don't do it. When I go, I'm going to leave Eric solo with 2 kids. And that's can be very challenging, especially if Caitlin's having a bad day or if Nathan's feeling a little sassy. It's a hard, thing when the littles are so little. So I haven't really done it because I've been trying to get done all the other things. But the reality of the situation is if I don't put it on the schedule, I'm never going to do it. I'm already 5 months in. So on my calendar, I have put getting a pedicure, which I have, again, not had done in probably well over a year. I've just been doing it myself at home, but I put a pedicure on the books for myself and getting my hair done. Those are 2 things that I would like to do for mommy to take care of herself. And I'm fortunate that I have a very supportive partner that is willing to let me take that time for myself. But I'm finding it very difficult, very much like Libby, to balance all of my things. And that's just the season of life I'm in right now. And I try to keep that in mind. I had a very overwhelming week the week before, where I was just like, whew, I am tired. I don't want to do this no more. Nope, don't want to do it no more. But, you can't just quit. You can't just be like, no, today I'm not momming, or nope, today I'm not working, or, fill in your blank. We all just got to struggle through. And some days are a struggle and some days aren't. So last night, Miss Caitlin and I were solo. We were by ourselves. Nathan was with his Dad, Eric, was at work and it was just me and the little one at home. Um, she just wanted to be held. She just wanted to be held. And both of my children are not great sleepers. Obviously, Peanut's much better now that he's older, but when he was a baby, he wasn't a great sleeper either. He would at least, when he would go down for like 2 or 3 hours. Caitlin still won't. And unless you hold her, she'll sleep forever if you hold her. But you can't hold a baby 24 hours a day. Like, you just can't do it. So now that she's getting a little bit older and is more of a candidate for sleep training, I'm looking into, doing what I need to do for that. Currently, she still sleeps in a bassinet in our room, which will probably continue for, at least a little while longer. But once she can sit up, she's rolling over now. Once she can sit up and things, like, the bassinet just won't be safe anymore. And so she'll have to go into her crib. My mother-in-law had made the suggestion of maybe putting her in in her pack and play. But I figure if we're going to do any sort of sleep transition to, we might as well just move her to her crib. But yeah, so that's what we got going on here. It's crazy busy. We're hoping to, because I don't want his spring break to be completely boring. This poor kid, like a lot of the kids in the neighborhood that he plays with, can't play until the evening. Like, they just aren't home, or their parents are working from home. And so he just cannot, he doesn't have anybody to play with during the day, and I feel bad for him. So back to the card. So here, this is a little trick I learned from Giannis Makula. I love really bright colors on dark backgrounds, but unless you're doing heat embossing or you are stamping with like pigment ink, it's pretty impossible to get. And she does this little trick, which is amazing, where she just stamps them on white, does all the coloring that she wants, and then when she die cuts them out, she colors the edges black so that it blends in with her black background. You could do this for any other, color cardstock that you had as well. Like, you would just need to match the color of cardstock to whatever color of marker you have. But this little trick is so super cool. Because then you can get really bold, bright colors on really dark backgrounds. Obviously, this time around, I'm using black. But then the colors just pop like crazy. This one is, of the two, I think they're both really pretty, but the black one is my favorite just because that, like, hot pink, which is why I punished myself with it, which is why I chose it in the first place, just looks really, really cool on that black background. So here, I'm just kind of coming up with my layout. I did them opposites. So on the white card, I have some flowers in the top right and the bottom left. On the black card, I have some flowers in the top left and the bottom right. So just kind of laying these out here so that they are mirror images of each other for the most part. And then I'm going to use some other items to kind of fill that space in and make it look more cohesive. You certainly could do this where, you put all the flowers at the bottom or all the flowers at the top, maybe, on the right hand side or the left. I thought that it just looked more balanced and more even, kind of at this diagonal. So that's what I decided to go with. Not all of them are connected. They're just kind of like next to, like, the hearts just kind of next to them. But I chose to, this is how I originally thought that I was going to do it. I originally was going to tuck them behind, and then I decided that they didn't look right, so I ended up gluing them right on top of the heart, the one that's actually connected to the heart, and then I'm going to flip it over when we come back to it, because I realized I needed to do my sentiment. When we come back to it, you'll see that I'm going to pop those sections up on foam tape. So I'm only showing you the one sentiment. The sentiment is the same for both of them. This one I did do some heat embossing, some white on black heat embossing for this particular sentiment, so that's why I'm showing it to you. The other one I just stamped in black ink on white, just so that they would all be matchy-matchy. Um, but yeah, life's just been kind of just a little bit crazy, and I do feel bad for him that he doesn't have a bunch of people to play with during the day. Um, so we're going to try to do at least one little family outing. It will be very interesting to see how it goes and see how Miss Caitlin does. But when I asked Peanut what he wanted to do, he said he either wanted to go swimming or he wanted to do mini golf. Now it is March in Ohio, no mini golfs are open, no pools are open. So I told Eric, I was like, so either we need to rent a hotel room to get access to a pool or we got to find some indoor mini golf. Fortunately, there's like an arcade type place that does have like indoor blacklight mini golf. So I think we're going to try to do that tomorrow. And hopefully we're able to, have just a little bit of a family fun day, and Miss Caitlin will participate. We're trying to time that so that we go after her. She usually takes a pretty good morning nap. So after we do morning naps and snacks, we're going to try to make a run for doing a little bit of family mini golf. I think, like, we'll bring her stroller, obviously, but I think I might also bring the little baby wearer, like the little chest wearer, just in case she's not feeling the stroller. And so then I could just wear her while we kind of walk around and do things. It's a whole arcade. It has the blacklight mini golf, but then there's a bunch of other games and things that he can run around and play. And he really likes going there, so I'm sure that he'll be excited. I kind of toyed around with seeing if he wanted to bring a friend with him, but I'm very nervous because it's during the day that they won't be able to go, and then he'll just be disappointed. So I haven't said anything to him yet. Not sure if I'm going to. Probably see what Eric's take is on it before we attempt anything like that. So here we're just building the card back up. I glued the other pieces down flat. So the yellow flower and the heart are popped up, but then the rest of the pieces are just glued down flat. It did look a little meh to me. And if you've watched my videos before, then you know that when something looks a little meh to me, that usually my go-to is to add my own kind of little detail. And so that's what I decided to do. Here for the sentiment, I'm just going to make it flush with the heart. Most of it will be glued to the heart, but I need to balance off that just edge of the banner with some more foam tape so that everything lays nicely. So now that it's all put together, I'm going to go in with a white gel pen. Totally could have done this before I put everything together. I'm not going to lie to you. But I did not, because I didn't think about it. I didn't know that it was going to need it until we were in it. And so once I got it all together and felt, like I said, like it was just a little I went back in with my white gel pen and added a bunch of details, which I think really made a huge difference. It was a little bit time consuming, but again, if you watch my videos, you know it doesn't bother me to spend a considerable amount of time on cards. I enjoy the whole process, and for me, it's not about quantity, it's about quality and being happy at the end of the day with my work. So I went in and did that, and then I added some shimmers to them, and then they were pretty much done. The other filler portion that I used are actually the coloring gems from Spellbinders. I used the prism color on the white, and then I used the aquamarine color on the black. And this just, again, kind of like bulks up those areas to give it a more fuller look. I was super happy with the way that they came out. I'd love to hear your opinion on which one you like better, the white or the black. And just know that if your life is also a giant dumpster fire, that you're amongst good company. All the rest of us are just out here making it up as we go as well. I mean, that's just life. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you are having a good week, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.